Good morning. I don't tend to trade derbies, so I left Arsenal and Palace alone. Maybe an interest if if we had a Palace lead, might have been some interest given the fact they conceded 10 goals in two matches recently. Two drop points, giving pretty much the title to Liverpool, you'd have to argue. The Finnish Veikkausliiga, these are two sides you should be following this season. In the summer, SJK came from behind to equalise before half-time. KUPS, I think they were dominant throughout. Alongside HJK Helsinki, they will be your teams in the Finnish Veikkausliiga this summer season. Elsewhere, Italian Serie A, any real angles? Well, if you fancied Fiorentina, they did get the winner, ending that 1-1 draw. Genoa and Lazio all down to the red card for Genoa initially. Was it a 0-0 at the red? Red cards are a good trading angle indeed. Ottawa, red card. Did you get involved before half-time? Initial angle, a simple lay the draw. The team with 11 score first. You're highly likely to get double figure odds or thereabouts for a good back or later back trade there. So we go back to Wednesday. So quietish enough. I gave you Juventus equaliser potentially, but as ever, you should know by now, long-standing members of footballtradingprofits.com, insurance is implicit in my trades. So I hope you laid over 1.5 goals, given the fact that Parma desperately need the 3 points. Look at the difference that's made to their season. They're now in that coveted 30-plus point grouping. So they're out of the relegation trouble, which is 20-plus points, 20 points, 20 to 30. So vital win. At this stage of the season, you've got to take insurance out because they could pull it off, as you saw there. So those are my only calls, along with Red Bull Salzburg yesterday. I'm not sure if they went on and won, but they certainly got the equaliser. I did say to you on Telegram, I was expecting a 0-1 or a 1-1 in this match. We got the 1-1. It was a dominant enough display from Salzburg, but just the fact is, I couldn't see them dominating enough to get that second goal. So a good call there with that 1-1. Good call with Juve, with insurance, of course. Torino scoring 2 goals, very rare, but the dead rubber this one, wouldn't be getting involved at all. Atletico Bilbao, having dispatched Rangers, easy enough against Las Palmas, but they'll take it. Workmanlike at those odds, 1.38. Celta Vigo, this is all about the red card, and I gave you this as well, but Celta Vigo scored before half-time. So if you did lay the draw, I hope you laid it before half-time. It's a 45th minute one. It's very frustrating. Real Madrid against Getafe, vital win. Keep the title hopes alive. Watching brief in the Allsvenskan. Elfsborg are still impressing me with their football and their second half scoring. Lots of goals in the Allsvenskan. Is that going to be a pattern this summer? Looking at today, what do we have in store? Probably a bit of a quiet one. English League One, Stevenage against Birmingham. I don't want the preview, I want the standings. We need motivation, and we don't have it with Brum. They're done. It's a dead rubber for Birmingham. Stevenage, mid-table. Dead rubber for them as well, I would argue. So, personally, no interest. There's no carrot or stick for either of these two sides today. Just have a quick look at the Eredivisie. Have a look at today's matches. AZ Alkmaar and NAC Breda. So AZ Alkmaar involved in Europe. 49 with a win. So I don't think they'll be breaking into the top 4. So I think they'll be happy retaining a Europa Conference place. But NAC Breda doing enough to stay above the relegation zone, will still be above the relegation zone with a nice 7-point gap to the bottom three. So it's not panic stations just yet for either of these two. I don't think AZ can improve to Europa League or Champions League football. 20 and PSV, too much like a derby style match for me, that one, for me to have an interest. I don't tend to play derbies. It's a derby style match. It's not a geographical derby like the London derby yesterday. La Liga, this intrigued me. Girona, Champions League last season. It's all going Lionel Blair for them at the moment. This is a relegation 6-pointer. It is a must take points off your nearest rival match, particularly for Leganes, who break into the 30-point barrier with a win and bring Alaves into the equation, despite them getting a win yesterday, a very crucial 1-0 win. So it's a relegation 6-pointer, this one. No, research is pointless. Let's get back. I keep turning this off when I should be just doing it there. You fucking Egypt. So let's get back. Relegation 6-pointer. So you target the second half draw. Osasuna against Sevilla, 2.45 the favourite. Sevilla odds. I don't like those, 2.45 the favourite. Osasuna, 11th place. We're looking at the gap between them and 8th. And it's doable. A win could take them into 8th place, Osasuna, and start an assault on a potential Europa League place with Celta Vigo as well. So must need for them. Sevilla, above the relegation zone by only 5 points. And still, with a win, are on 40 and within a shot of 8th. So definite need for points for both of these two sides. That's for sure. And at this stage of the season, you're going really on motivation rather than seasonal form. Atletico Madrid against Rayo Vallecano should be reliable at home, Atleti. But it looks like the title hopes are shot for them now. Barcelona, Real Madrid. 66 points with a win. Champions League football should be assured with Betis on 51 only. Rayo Vallecano, again, a win today for them. They are potentially in that Europa Conference League 8th place. So very, very important for both of these two sides. Less so for Atleti, who you'd think have nailed it. Champions League football this season. Not going to be winning the title. Real Betis and Valladolid. Again, looking at the standings, Betis will be involved in Europe. A win for Betis could break them into the Champions League spots. That's what I like. That's, for me, is top tier motivation, along with moving into a playoff place, moving into a automatic promotion place. That's the top tier of my pressure. So I'll be keen on looking at Betis this evening to do something. So Allsvenskan, still a watching brief on that. Just a reminder to you to keep retrospectively trading the tennis. Get your mind working just on the basics initially, which would be service or set trading. Nice and simple, isn't it? ATP singles. Again, I would be focusing on Spaniards in Spain. Carreno Buster cap in your ass, winning the first set there. Spaniard in Spain. Not a surprise, and then you'd have to think to yourself, can I trust the market and Borges to get a second set? Carreno Buster cap in your ass, nearly doing 2. Bautista Agut winning the first set. Again, Spaniard in Spain. I would be looking at a 3-setter here. Fellow Spaniards meeting each other. Martinez, 1.91 the favourite. It's a tricky one. Offner and Gaston. Those of you who fancied Gaston, you'd have been a little upset with that. all about the rankings for me as well in some of these matches. 153rd against 80th. Can you really trust 80th ranked player in the world? That is le question. Can you really trust them? So there's plenty of the tennis. We've got Madrid today as well. And I think I'm going to be resurrecting e-letters tomorrow. So if you want to join the e-letter, where we'll be discussing all sorts of different topics, including the summer football and the tennis, then wait for this pop-up box. And then, or just join Football Trading Profits, of course. We'll wait for the pop-up box, and you can get yourself on the email list for the e-letter every Friday. We'll just do an update of what's happened this week, what we've got to look forward to, just key elements in the season, and a showcase on tennis. Maybe the e-letter tomorrow could be a video e-letter. Just giving you a look, well, at least from the 17th to the 23rd, just to show you it's not that difficult, to be perfectly honest with you. It's all about entry point and angle and choosing the right match. Again, Lajovic against Quinn. Rankings 138th against 119th. Are you really going to be trusting a favourite 138th in the world rankings? That's the problem. Not me, Mrs. No thanks. So have a great day. I will be up and about. Dead rubbers. AZ need to be doing something. 20 in PSV. Champions League in sight for PSV. Scored in 13 of 14 away matches. So it's pretty good research, which members of Football Trading Profits get every day into their inbox. Girona, very strange to see them where they are, given the Champions League bound last season. So good football. I hope to see you a little bit later on. It's going to be probably like yesterday's Telegram. It's not going to be a full-blown affair. Arguably, probably not turning up for the late ones. Only the two matches late on, really, 8:30. 8 o'clock 20, Atleti and Betis. I don't think it warrants me staying up till 8:30, which is 3:30 a.m. where I am. So I can't warrant that just for two matches. I hope, be around at about 6 o'clock for those earlier kickoffs, 5:45, 6 o'clock, and indeed getting a bit of the old Allsvenskan for you. But I can't warrant staying up late my time just for two matches. Coppa Italia, up to you how you deal with that. Bologna Empoli. We've got an odds-on favourite at home, which is a positive, at least. Norway, no Allsvenskan. It's the cup. Familiar names, but liquidity issues will be the main problem there. So have a great day. I will probably see you at about 6 p.m. or 5:45 for the earlier kickoffs, but I'm not staying up for the late ones, I'm afraid. It's only two matches. You can cope admirably on your own. Friday, are we going to see the English League One, League Two et al. Returning again on a Friday, or is that just an Easter thing? No. Friday is your normal Friday. We've got a smattering of interesting football. We've got a few dead rubbers as well. PSG don't need to win. See, they got the 1-1 against Nantes last match. Teams that don't need to win rarely do. Have a great day. I will see members of footballtradingprofits.com from 5:45.